This is Drew Yang with the Game Haus. With me is Nick, part of Make Cat Studio, the team behind Bite the Bullet, a roguelite RPG shooter. So to start off this interview, I just want to kind of ask about the general concept behind this game. There's the unique kind of consumption mechanic behind it, where your main character can consume the character, and just on top of that, just the general kind of design of the game feels very kind of Rambo-esque and whatnot. So I was just wondering, just with both the mechanic and the just general design of the game itself, what were some of the inspirations behind that?
Sure. So we love the pixel art style. We're a retro-based company, and we really want to capture that like nostalgic 80s, like badass feel to it. We're playing as Chewie or Chuella, and the idea is it's a run and gun and eat. So we wanted to add a lot more mechanics to just the standard gameplay that you see a lot.
So just to kind of continue on with the mechanic here, obviously, like I've mentioned, it's a fairly unique mechanic where there has been similar mechanics to it, but just in other styles. So kind of what compelled you to make it use the kind of, as you said, run and gun and eat kind of style to it? What made that the go-to for you?
So we've always been fascinated with what zombies taste like, so we wanted to give the players that same feeling and allow them to interact in an edible world. So the whole game is based around what you eat, how you eat, and how that affects your gameplay. So you're going to be able to, because you're half ghoul yourself, eat any enemy and boss that you encounter.
Switching gears just a little bit here, with games like this where it's very platform heavy, there's a lot of kind of customization available. One big community that kind of gets behind these types of games is the speedrunning community. During the development of the game, was that something you guys kind of kept in mind, and did you guys add anything to the game to kind of cater to that community in general?
Yeah, so the only things that are randomly generated are going to be some of the power-ups and the weapons drops, but all the levels and enemy placements are all designed. So the speedrunning community would definitely be able to go through the levels, and as long as you have your character set the way you want and you're used to the class that you choose and how you have your setup, that would definitely be something you'd be able to do. So we did keep that in mind. There's no randomly generated parts of the level. It's all laid out and planned.
Personally, just kind of, again, there's a lot of kind of different unique classes, and there's going to be a lot of unique bosses through the game as well. Just kind of personally, as you kind of test the game yourself, what were some of the more interesting kind of classes or just kind of cooler bosses that you feel like players will really enjoy once they get a chance to play the game?
So the boss fights are definitely the main event for the game, and they all have their own unique mechanics. We worked really hard. It's all hand-drawn pixel art to give every boss fight a very unique experience. Personally, one of my favorite parts of the game is turning into the Zombro mode you see, and that's where it goes from a run and gun style to more of a melee fighter. And so I always tell people to kind of fight with a buffet style in mind, eating every enemy you see, so you can stay in Zombro mode as long as possible.
To finish off the interview, just kind of want to get your take on, again, just going back to kind of design, the music. So during the testing itself, obviously just because of where we are, it's kind of hard for you to have too much sound going on, but during the trailer itself, there was a lot of kind of the music behind it was also just really added to the general atmosphere that you guys were going for with the game. So just kind of what was the process with the music itself? Did it just kind of, who'd you guys work with? Just any stuff like that?
So we wanted to get people in the mood to have a zombie buffet, and we thought that having a very metal soundtrack to get you in the mood of ravaging the entire edible universe that we made for you would be the best way to do it. Unfortunately, because like you said, the environment we're in, we're not able to blast our soundtrack, but we do have a full heavy metal soundtrack tailored to every level and boss fight.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for coming and playing.